My f24 boyfriend m30 keeps waking me up at night. My boyfriend has terrible health anxiety, and when he has even a common cold, he thinks he's dying. When he's sick, he has these episodes where he will start freaking out by yelling/crying to me to wake up. The first time he did this was about a year ago when his right ear became muffled from a cold he had. He would freak out all day/night, and I took care of him. I probably got 5 hours of sleep during those 2 weeks. It's not like I can just ignore him, he makes it my problem as well. Well, this past week, he's been saying he's feeling dizzy. He won't go to the DR because he's scared of them, and he won't take medication because he's scared of medicine. He's been waking me up every night freaking out, and tonight I just couldn't do it. I had been asleep for maybe an hour, and he starts yelling at me to wake up. It's really messed with my nervous system. I wake up thinking something's seriously wrong, and it's just him crying/screaming about being dizzy. I told him to please stop waking me up, and that if he doesn't want to help himself, then what could I possibly do for him? And he just says, I hate you, you never help me. Think about all of the stuff I do for you. Like I haven't been on my hands and knees taking care of him, and all of his anxiety issues. He just kept yelling at me like, how dare you try to have a peaceful night when I'm suffering? I do love him, and we've been together for 2 years, but he can be so manipulative, and what to say to him, so he'll hear me and understand me. Edit. Hello everyone. Thank you to those of you who have commented giving me advice. I'm safe, and I just woke up since I didn't get any sleep last night. I'm going to talk to my parents and tell them what's been going on. I'm still reading everyone's comments, but I just wanted to let the people know who are asking if I'm okay that I am. I'll try to get back to you all. Again, I really appreciate everyone taking the time to give me feedback. Your 30-year-old boyfriend has a mental health problem that he refuses to address. And when you make a reasonable request, he tries to manipulate you into participating in his delusions. I'd tell him that he needs to seek help, and if he's unwilling to do that, or at least leave me the hell out of his nonsense, then I have to reevaluate the relationship. This is abuse. He won't go to a health professional that can help him with his issue, or take medicine that will help his issue. But he'll make sure that you, someone with no medical experience, has to take care of him and be sleep deprived. And then he has the nerve to needle you about not helping. You need to leave. This isn't right. Your boyfriend needs intense therapy to deal with his medical phobias. Waking you up constantly and sleep depriving you is a form of abuse. Honestly, tell him unless he gets help, you're gone. Start making an exit plan now. Leave him, he's literally torturing you. Don't waste your best boob years on silly little boys like this. That man is way too grown to be acting that way. He is 6 years older than you acting like he's 12. Ridiculous. Most others have already told you this, so let me just reiterate. This is abuse, sleep deprivation is torture. I seriously have my doubts about if he really gets that sick or that scared. He probably just plays it up to have an excuse to ruin your health, so it will be easier to manipulate you. Someone who is sleep deprived has a lot harder time spotting manipulation and escaping abuse. Please heed what others in this thread are telling you and leave him. I promise you there are people out there that will treat you so much better than that. The bar is in hell, and he brought a shovel. I am 23, had a threesome with my girlfriend, f23, and her best friend, f25. How do I navigate this? As the title states, I had a threesome with my girlfriend and her best friend yesterday, and it's a very sticky situation. For context, I have been dating my girlfriend for almost 7 months now and have known her for a little over a year. When I met my girlfriend, I also met her best friend shortly after. It became extremely apparent to me and my soon-to-be girlfriend that her best friend was crushing on me hard. And I will admit that at least up until my girlfriend and I made it official, I would entertain it, not shut it down, and on 4 instances over the course of 5 months reciprocated. Once my girlfriend and I made it official, we were, for a lack of better words, locked in and very public. Fast forward to yesterday, my girlfriend, her best friend, another friend of mine, m20, and I are at my house drinking, and we are very drunk. Eventually my friend Ubered home, and it's now just the 3 of us. We drank more and started playing Twister. Obviously, this is when things started to get heavy and heated. We all agreed to just do it at this point, with my girlfriend now insisting that we do it. My girlfriend ushers us to the bedroom, then goes to the bathroom, and the best friend starts making out with me. Because we weren't clothed, she gets on top of me while making out, and me and her start. After a few seconds we stop and go searching for my girlfriend. We found her in the bathroom, and then began again. This morning now, my girlfriend is fuming because we started without her. Even though it was a few seconds of it, she is upset with the fact that it began, just me and her best friend in the first place. She says that she wanted it, but not just between the best friend and I. I am trying to reassure her that I stopped and looked for her, but it's not working. I am not an idiot. I know what I did was wrong. But now I just want to know and seek advice on the best things to say to her, the best way to navigate the situation in general. Our relationship is in the balance now, and it is very difficult for both of us. Thanks. I am not an idiot. Do you still think the relationship will work? Oh. I think the totality of the circumstances considered this is a 100% relationship ender. The best friend clearly had a crush on you, and a drunken threesome is a recipe for disaster to begin with. This is in no way going to end well, and will definitely linger in both your relationship with your girlfriend and her relationship with her best friend. Yikes, bro. Honestly, I will never understand people who do this to their relationship. The relationship is over. She will probably dump you soon. If not, this is always going to be a part of your relationship. She will bring it up during every fight. Her friendship is probably over too. It's only been 7 months. When it officially ends and move on. Next time, if you value the relationship, don't risk it for a threesome. You knew this person had a crush on you, and you started making out with her before your girlfriend was available to participate? That's not involving a third, it's just fooling around with your GF's best friend while she is elsewhere. Her upset is entirely justified. As for what you can do now, I think the ball is in her court. So stop trying to reassure her that you weren't actually doing what you were doing. That is no, oh man, woe is me, I just couldn't find you BS, and let her process this. She needs time to make her peace with what you and her best friend decided to do without her. All I can think about is how ugly your friend must be that he didn't get invited to the orgy lol. I'm not an idiot, but you made out with a diff girl without your girlfriend in the room to begin the threesome? Maybe I are not an idiot, but a total moron. You should always begin with your girlfriend if you guys are open till stuff like that. She deserves better. My 36M wife 31F blames me that she has to work and not be a som. My wife has always wanted to be a mom, and that came true March 2023, and we have a wonderful son. She has a good corporate job, but made it clear early in our relationship that she wasn't a lifelong career person and wanted to stop working to take care of our family one day. I was okay with this, as I think it's great for a parent to be present, and I knew she'd be a great mom. But the understanding when we bought our home in 2022 and had our son was that she'd have to work for a few years until I was able to move up the ladder and make enough to support us. I do very well, but the area we live in is expensive, so I knew it would take time. Now my son is 18 months old, and pretty much since she went back to work after leave, she's made it clear that she doesn't want to work. She cries frequently, most recently in the parking lot of her office before going in. I'm constantly getting walls of texts saying how unhappy she is and how it's affecting our marriage, and that it's somehow my fault. It's not that I lack empathy, because I do feel bad that she's feeling this way, and I hate to see her like this. But when she gets angry or anxious about the situation, she lashes out at me and basically says I've failed and that I can't provide for her. At this point, the conversation is daily, and I don't know how to respond anymore. Outside of me making more money, there really is no solution. I've been actively searching for a better job for almost a year now, but nothing has panned out. How do I go about showing that I understand how she's feeling? How can we move forward in a healthy way without constantly being angry? It sounds like you are past due for a relationship counselor, so you can figure out how to navigate this difficult time. Girl, don't we all want to not work lol? Should have married someone already able to give her that life if it meant that much. No offense. She knew you weren't there yet. What does she expect you to do? I mean literally. Does she expect you to be able to do something about it right now? In this job market and economy, I feel like your wife needs to be a little bit more understanding. Honestly, y'all probably should have waited for you to get that high-paying job before having a child. I think you need to also voice your emotional toll your wife is putting on you for constantly reminding you, in her way, that you are a failure in her eyes. Her constantly putting the blame on you is unfair, especially since you've been doing the work to try to give her the life she wants. 1. This was not a well-thought-out plan from the get-go. The need to stay at home decreases with age. 2. Was your wife ever evaluated for PPD/PPA? To be honest, Your wife is being cruel and selfish. She knows the cost of living is high. If you're in the US, it's high just about everywhere. She knows that having a child means things get even more expensive. To try to act as though it's your fault for not being a man is manipulative. I sympathize with her wanting to be a som. I do not sympathize with treating your spouse as a target for your anger and disappointment. Don't go off on her. But stop being a doormat and remind her that she knew the deal from the start. Move to a low cost of living area. Only way. My wife 39F admitted to an emotional affair. What do I 41M do from here? My wife 39F and I 41M have been married for 17 years. We have 3 school-aged children together. For a few years, we've struggled with communication and intimacy issues, but we recently started couples therapy, and I thought we were starting to make some progress. We are both conflict avoidant, and I think our unwillingness to have disagreements or advocate for ourselves really made us both build up a lot of resentment. Anyway, I received an anonymous text from someone that is either a mutual friend of ours or some sort of acquaintance of hers. They let me know that for the past few months they've wrestled with the decision, but ultimately they felt like they had to inform me of what they saw and suspected. They saw my wife multiple times flirting, spending time alone, holding hands at a bar, and having very sexually charged conversations with another man. This other man is a mutual acquaintance of ours that I've known since college. When I confronted her with this, she quickly admitted to having been in an ongoing emotional affair with this other man for over a year. She denies any physical affair, but admitted to being tempted. When I asked if she's in love with him, she said, "I don't know." This is very fresh and very painful. I really don't want to be a single father in my 40s, and I really don't want my kids to live in broken homes. But I just don't know if I can ever trust her or look at her the same way again. What can I do to move past this? What can I do to protect myself and my kids if we decide to separate? What steps do we need to take? Thank you in advance. What adult just goes to the bar and holds hands for a year? As someone who was on your side of the coin in a scenario just like this, the one thing I wish I would have done was be realistic in the moment. She only admitted the affair because someone else informed you and you confronted her. She would have kept it from you otherwise. Don't excuse her behavior. It takes planning to go to bars, and to do so in public around others is disrespectful in and of itself. It's fresh to you, take some time. But don't forget she wouldn't have told you. Don't settle for being the backup option. Don't believe for a second that this didn't turn physical. I would wager that you're being trickle-truthed. I also wager this is one of her closest friends that knows about the affair that told your wife to tell you, or that she would tell you. The friend called her bluff and told you. I don't know equals yes. Bro, you are cooked. If you have any self-respect, it's over. If she's done this for a year, she has moved on emotionally from you, but doesn't want to fully admit it because she likes the safety you provide. 95% chance she is trickle-truthing, and they have already banged. Lawyer up and move on. This all sounds way too familiar to me. I went through the same thing with my ex-wife. I would wager you are being trickle-truthed, and that the affair was physical as well as emotional. I didn't want my kids to grow up in 2 broken homes either, but ultimately, I think that was the correct decision in the end, and they are both very healthy and happy young adults. You will never trust her again. Nor should you. When I asked if she's in love with him, she said, "I don't know." No one wants to be a single father, period. But that line is proof that your wife is no longer in love with you and has clocked out of the marriage. Her words and actions have proved that now. If you stay with her, your kids will be in a broken home, SMH. 2 happy households are better than 1 miserable one. Do not show your kids an empty and dead marriage. Why would you do that to them? Stop delaying the inevitable and contact a lawyer and look into your options.